Okay, so now we're going to continue with the detailing. So we're going to add some detail information and some annotation. So I'm going to use the view close inactive views. Okay, so now that we've got our inactive views closed, what I need to do is I need to go tile view, and I'm going to open up my drafting view. So in part of our original site plan drawing, I started building a database. I started creating a database of cancel. Sorry, let me just save this drawing quickly. I don't want to lose. Keep saving. That's very important. Close that. No. Okay. All right. So what we're going to try and do now is complete this detailing of the drainage. So we're going to have a drainage pointer over here. I might take it out to a point and take it along there straight into the manhole. So I might change how this all works. Okay. All right. Let's just go to our second floor, because our second floor is where we need to make some decisions, and then we'll take that line down. Okay, so let's go to our second floor. Okay, let's save. And I can see the walls beneath, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this wall over here. I'm going to create a duct. Okay, straightforward and easy. So in this instance, I'm just going to draft. Okay, very easy. Annotate. We're just going to create a drafting item because I'm going to copy it all the way down. Okay, so I'm going to say filled region. Remember, change your layers to 5 so it matches the walls. Okay, and you're simply going to start creating a duct. Now, if you want to do this smartly, you will provide an access panel on the one side, and it'll be a 110 wall that you just build up. It's purely just a duct that we're going to enclose all the drainage in. Okay, so let's just make this a 115 wall, masonry wall. Give ourselves some tolerance. Okay, and we'll need to give ourselves at least, so drainage is 110, so you need to put your hands in there. You'll need to fix it to the wall. So let's say we need 300 mil, okay, to be safe. Here I'm going to change that to 115. Okay, however, I don't need such a large duct, so this can technically come back a bit. Do something like that. I'm just going to close this line work so that makes, okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually trim, because it's going to be accessible on the one side and we'll have a access duct. So we need to determine which side that will be, and judging the way this will work, I can move the bathroom up and I can create a little duct in here. So that's fine. Okay, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. Okay, you've got to make, so I'll build the duct in here, and we just need at least, let's just say from there to there, we'll need 250 mil. Sorry, my apologies, 250. Why are you doing that? Why did you jump there? I did not. So let's try that again. Okay, from there to there. It's too many dimensions. Okay, why? I want that one to go from there to there. 250. That's better. Okay. So this one I might actually move. So let's move that from there to there. Okay, it means that we've got a toilet, and we can put the toilet, and we can adjust the toilet a bit as well. So here we've got some scope to move the toilet around a bit. I'm happy with that. So this is purely drafting. Okay, just make sure that that's masonry. Okay, I'm not too worried about this wall over here. Technically, I can unjoin this wall and just put it to there, and you'll see this will work the same way. This will have a panel on it, so it means that this information, this can go from there to there, but even underneath the slab, you could get it into the duct quite easily. So this is going to be a single stack. So I'm just going to say detail line, and I'm going to draw a 110 55. Actually, we can reduce this a fraction, and let's reduce that a bit. Okay, so that's going to work, and that will be 6 drainage. Okay, that's a drainage pipe coming up, and you could actually just make it a solid drain. Okay, so you could just say, you could use the drainage existing, or you can override it. That's totally up to you. But for now, I'm going to just call this 6 drain. I can make it existing drain, for example. Okay, that's fine. Drainage, and I could just simply go override graphics in view by element, and I can make this solid. Okay, solid. Okay, so now we've got some scope, but I think there's enough place now, enough space for you to work around there, get your fittings in. Okay, so all of this is going to go into here. Just remember, from your elevations, you'll need to pick up where your drainage runs. Okay, so at above this, it'll become a vent pipe, so just remember that. So we'll pick that up on our elevations. Okay, but for now, that will work. That will work. And then we can just use some detail line work. So detail line work. Here we can just create a rectangle, and this will be line weight 2 because there'll be a panel. This is very preliminary. Just remember, this is still early days. Okay, we've got a lot of work still to do on this. You could make this a full region. Switch that off so we can see what we're doing, and that we can say move. Okay, then we might have to provide some maybe timber vertical sections that we can use. So we can actually start using, let's see if we can start using some detail items here. So let's just say timber section, there should be one in this already. If not, we can bring one in. There's a timber stud. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to edit this a bit because I just want to make this look a bit better. So let's grab that. Just make sure it's got a category, subcategory. So generally when we use this type of stuff, this is not set up well. Okay, so what I tend to do is I just go here. So I'm going to go to manage, additional styles. So here I'm just going to go new category. I'm going to call this timber section. Timber sec, that's fine, and that's usually line weight 4. And I'm going to make a new one. I'm going to call this and I'll do this for all of them, hatch line, and that is 1, and that's grey. Okay, straightforward and easy. Press OK. Alright, so that's going to be hatch line. I'm just overriding that existing timber section, so that's that, and we'll grab that, and I'm going to change that to line weight 4. Good. Load back into project, and you're going to say override existing parameters, and we're going to change that to a edit type duplicate, and we can make that a 50 by 50. I mean, this is just probably you would want to use steel, but timber sometimes is quite good to use in this. You just want something to screw this panel to, maybe. It depends. Okay, for now we're just, it's pretty rough. Copy that back there, put that down there. Okay, so now I've got myself a little drainage duct. All I'm going to do is grab this guy, copy, and I'm going to make this a group. Move that to there, and I'm going to say copy, paste, align to current views, and I'm going to say basement and ground floor. Okay, good. We'll go to my basement now. Here's my duct. That's fine, it's my workshop. We can, this is where you're going to duct a whole lot of stuff. Let's just go to my ground floor. Okay, that's fine, and we can make this a cupboard here. So you could actually do something here. You can make this a tray. So you can make this a feature of some sorts. Okay, so that works well. Just remember, you're going to overwrite this, overwrite graphics by element. You're just going to make it a solid line. Okay. Ideally, you just want to copy that line and make it solid, but for now, that's fine. Here I'm not going to do too much, and I'm just going to go to my basin very quickly, and here I'm just going to tab. I'm going to quickly make that a and this one we're just going to make a solid line. My apologies, let's just tab that. I'm going to say override graphics and view by element, and I'll make that solid line. Solid line, press apply, press OK. Okay, good. Now we can start. So here we can say detail line. I'm just going to quickly get this. So in theory, we want to come out and then go out to the manhole from there. Okay. We might have to provide a manhole somewhere. And we might have to provide an inspection iron here somewhere. Okay, but remember this is happening underground. It's not ideal because you want to waterproof this. Actually, what we could do is we could reticulate. So under the slab, the pipe could then run. So maybe that's what we do. This will move. So it'll come down straight, penetrate through the slab, and then it'll run outside. Because ideally you want to deal, but we've got a shop front here, so we'll leave it in the ground. Okay, so this is not ideal. Okay, because remember we're trying to waterproof this area here, and you've got drainage, and you've got, so that is going to be a very tricky arrangement. Anyway, we'll just leave it like that for now. I'll get rid of that. Just remember you might have to go back to your site plan and fix that at some point. So okay, that I can just grab that information, copy, and I can move that, and I can put that over here, and I want to provide a rotting eye. Copy, so that we're going to copy, and this will become a rotting eye. Okay, so these we can actually make smaller on this view. It's a symbol, so I'm just going to leave this the same. Because technically it's just purely symbol. Okay, so that's a symbol indicating where these things occur. So that's a rotting eye, this will be an inspection eye. So let's move that along there, grab that and put it into there. I actually want a longer radius band, so let's do that. Good, and move that there. Okay, alright, so we've got our drainage. Let's grab that. Okay, so now that we've got this going, let's try and get it as straight as possible, that's fine. Okay, so now we're in the home stretch. Now it's just about adding some additional information of how this tanking works and showing where the fill occurs. So if we go to VG and we say reset, so we're going to reset everything that was hidden in our previous tutorial. Okay, so now I've got a line on my basement. I'm going to leave that there, but technically we're going to have, so I'm going to say detail line, we're going to have tanking, a waterproof tanking system. So you're just going to go and find your DPC, and what I tend to do is offset 25mm, and I'll simply trace, and it's going to start over here somewhere. It's going to come around here to my slab end, and then it'll come along here and it'll continue over there. Likewise with here, this is going to be a water tank, so we're going to show our waterproofing. Okay, so I'll switch that back on. This will start looking pretty good. Just remember you can tab all of this and you can just use the offset command. I'm going to give it another 5, let's give it another 10mm, so 35mm in total. Just remember you're going to have to select this again and then tab all that connected line work and hit it again. That works. I should have switched off copy, that's my mistake. Okay, I did it again, so let's just undo. So here we're going to switch off copy and then tab. Yeah, that works, and then tab. Okay, right, so that's, you can see that's working quite well, and it's clearly showing you where the tanking, and then this tanking will terminate over here somewhere. Okay, here we've got a different situation because the tanking will come up, and you might find that it gets Okay, you want to tank, ideally you want to waterproof this, and you will get some water seeping through these areas. You might have to put in a movement joint over here. So what we could do is we could cast in, there'd be a movement joint that they cast in, and the waterproof, and they separate these two bits of wall. So this wall might be separated at some point. Okay, but for now I'm just going to show it like that, because this is a basement scenario. Okay, and there'll be enough, the water won't penetrate that deep. Okay, so there are situations, but we'll try and tank it best we can. Okay, so that's the tanking. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show there'll be an area of fill where we've cut here. So now we're going to go to Annotate very quickly. We're going to go to filled region, and here we're just going to go and find our fill layer. Okay, great. And then what we're going to do is use the pick line tool, and I'm going to select the line of the slab. Okay, just switch off your line weights for now. So I'm going to pick the slab, and you can make this line weight 6 because it'll match the slab, so you don't get so it'll look neat. Okay, now here it's going to change. Now you've got an angle of repose when you dig away to create your basement. So we're just going to exaggerate that because we're going to have a section of fill. So here I'm just going to use my offset command. I'm going to make this 300 for now, because the fill will go up maybe more. Let's make this 500, because as it goes up. Okay, so there, and we're going to go there. Sorry, that's my mistake. Now we'll switch that back on. Tab, inwards. Okay, this bit of line work now will just be quite a thin bit of line work. It's usually about 2 or 3 mil. Okay, I'll usually use 3 for this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another 3 mil line that runs over here, and I'll make another one over here somewhere. Okay, trim that with that, trim that with that, trim that with that. Okay, so this is going to be that and that and that. It's going to be line weight 3, finish. Okay, sorry, there's just I need to trim that. You do forget to do that sometimes. Okay, so what we have now, we've got fill, we've got compacted fill, and then we've got our earth occurring. So here we've got your waterproofing, so you've got your tanking system. Okay, and here we've got your topography. I know that it does cut in the wall here a bit, but there are ways to get rid of that line work, and that's what I'm going to show you now very quickly. If you go to the modify tab, here's a tool where you can select bits of line work and you can change the way they look. Okay, however, I've noticed this topography does do this from time to time. So if I just tab onto the topography, okay, I'll have to use a pad maybe to get rid of that, or just edit the surface a bit. So let me just go to wireframe mode. I've got a basement working. Let's go to my site working. Basement working. Okay, I'll leave it like that for now. It's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we'll just have to edit the topography a bit. Okay, but that's fine. We know exactly what's going on, and here we're cutting the earth layer. Just change that as well. We can change that to 6 mil. Okay, that'll be 5 mil, so it reads the same as your earth layer. Okay, and we can fine tune that. So yeah, that's good enough. Okay, on plane you're not going to read it, so we've got our fill, we've got our waterproof tanking. Okay, so now we've got quite a bit of information here. We can use some detail line work in here, but for this plan I'm not going to worry. I'm going to detail, I'll put some furniture on the room above. Now what's neat is we get some tools here that we can use. It'll automatically number your stairs for you with Revit. That's nice, but you can go and manually number these. Okay, this does cause a bit of issues, especially the way these work. So what I tend to do is I just change it from left to right. So here you can justify this riser. No, we'll leave it to risers, or reference. I'm going to say left. I'll just say left quadrant maybe. It'll count it better, but that's okay because it gives us the numbers. Okay, now I just need to make sure that this is That's all fine. Number sizing, let's make this 1.8. I'll just make it 1.5, 1.5. Okay, that's good. Orientation, justification, rules, display rule, all. That's good. Okay, so what's interesting about those numbers, they're pre-built in. Okay, so you can just say left. Let's maybe just do the left option because you can offset them. So let's just say left, and here we can say minus 50 until it starts to work. Sorry, it'll be 50. That's strange. Offset from reference, maybe it's 1. I think you got to use, that's right, you have to use millimeters, 1.5. Okay, so it's just batting to understand this there, and that does happen from time to time. Okay, but yeah, let's just say left quadrant, we'll leave it like that. I knew this might have been a little bit of an issue, but at least we've got all our riser numbers, we got where we're going up. Okay, so this may be, let's make it left, because then we can fine tune it left. Let's make it 2 mil. That might be enough. 3 mil. Sure, this is not easy. Okay. Yeah, it's just the way the stairs work. Okay, you got to physically go and number those, but for now, that will work. Okay, we know that we've got 15 risers, but you can go and manually number these as well. That's just the way the stair was created. Okay, now all we got left to do is just add some more annotations. Okay, so we're going to go to our site plan. We're going to go and grab, so I'm going to say view, close and active views. Okay, I'm going to say tile view, and I'm going to open up my, I'm going to close, no, and here I'm going to say tab views, and I'm going to open up my drafting view. So I've got all my annotation. I'm going to say tab view, tile view, my apologies. Okay, here we're going to go and grab, because we've got a whole lot of text that we were using already. Okay, so Control C, Control V, so let's put that in there. Okay, so that will work well. We might have to nudge this up a bit and that up a bit. But that's good, it'll work well. We've got paving, so let's just have a look at that. We've got some paving here. Well, that was herringbone paving. I'm just going to say brick paving for now, just for the sake of this exercise. Okay, this will be a driveway. We've got some parking. We've got a motorized gate. So let's go and find that. Okay, you can use keynotes. It's a more advanced topic, but we can definitely cover that later on. So you can build a database of notations and text that you can keep using. So that I'm just going to replace for that. On the site plan, we can leave it as is. Just remember, we need to copy this drainage across and get rid of that. Okay, so we've got some paving. That's just the way the slab falls, so don't worry about that for now. So here we've got some concrete walls. We've got some concrete columns. Okay, so what we need to do is grab, and just say here, copy, so I'll just make one of those, Control C, Control V. Okay, what's also neat in Revit, you can always keep checking your spelling if need be, so you can go through a whole lot of stuff. Okay, so that we can just put over here. I can use a quick, use one of those, take that item, pull this back down. Okay, concrete column, you can go and specify this one at the end here, but as long as you start picking up, so the drawing becomes legible. Okay, so this, we can also start using some sizes. Preferably you want to use a size, so that's a 300 by 300 concrete column. Okay, I've got all caps on, so I can switch that off, and then we can just say yep, and then pull this to the side. Okay, good. Okay, you could just do that. I'll just do that for now. And this guy, yeah, this is a bit tricky sometimes. You got to grab, I'm going to pull this guy over here. It's quite close. Minimize that, and I'm going to simply remove that, add that. So now I can just simply get this guy in play, and I can move this guy and nudge it about, and I can simply use that tag again, but I'll leave it there because it's legible. Okay, so here I'm going to grab my other note. Surface bed, that's good enough for now. Here we're going to grab some masonry walls, and let's just grab so I'm going to pause, and I'll come back to you once it's okay. So now we have a completely annotated basement plan. Okay, so we've covered most of the principles. There is additional information we can add, but we do work with plans that get slightly more detailed, but this is enough information. So we go back to our site plan. I will then continue doing the floor above. There is one topic that I'm quickly going to go and show you how to add detail item families very quickly, but you can see this is quite comprehensive. I think I might replace this with default text, but for now I'll leave it as it is. You can make that call. So that's something that I'll probably refine. Okay, I've picked up what are the concrete walls. I've picked up which are the masonry plastered walls, for example. Typically they won't plaster inside the shaft, so you can specify that. You can just say brick dividing wall between shafts. That's something you can add, but you can see you get the idea. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, we've got our sliding gate. Oh yeah, one last thing, I'm just going to say fence. So that's going to be a steel mesh. So let's copy that. And this we're going to call let's just grab that, and that will be just so that we know. Okay, good. So we know that's a steel mesh gate enclosure, just so that somebody on site can question it. We'll provide a lot more detail when it comes to that item, but at least somebody can read this. Okay, so if we go to our site plan quickly, I just want to keep going back and forth and just start seeing, making sure. Yeah, so that's a very neat set of drawings. Okay, we've got our reinforced membrane and compacted backfill. We've got that, so we've got everything. Okay, so we know what's waterproofing, what's a reinforced concrete retaining wall. Here we've got plenty of information now. Okay, so a lot of this information I can copy up and use in the plan above. Okay, so I will number the stairs, but I think we're going to have the same issues here, but I'll use the numbering, I'll copy the numbering, then we can go back. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. There won't be a lot of annotations. I'll just pick up the hand railing, those type of things. There's a big concrete column here, this shop fronts. Okay, we've got some steel hand railing that we can put here. There's a 200 thick concrete wall. This is going to be a light well. Okay, so let's just go and add some more detail. But before we get to that stage, I'm just going to close tab views. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the second floor, and we're going to quickly look at the ground floor. I'm going to go and get some nice information from AutoCAD. So let's just quickly open up AutoCAD. So in this part, we're going to copy some information from AutoCAD. Okay, so we're going to start leveraging some of this information. So because it's like you can see we've got a nice extensive library of information here, and these are very easy to translate. So I can take some gym equipment, but what I'm looking for is a pull table that I want to use in that room. Okay, so I'm going to grab a pull table. This is great. I'm just going to grab this, Control C, going to start a new view, and Control V this. I'm going to paste it anywhere in the view. Okay, so let's go Control V. Okay, Control V. Okay, never mind, let's put it 1,000 times most probably. Okay, only once. So let's just move this guy, move this guy. Shift W, you want to find the center, midpoint, so from there, Shift W, between 2 points, sure, move, Shift, between 2 points, there, and there, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so we've got some, and I'm just going to make sure this is all on one layer, because it's going to be furniture. So I'm going to use a pull table. Okay, so that will be one object I want to create in that games room, and maybe like a gym. So what we could do is maybe use some gym equipment, or yeah, and let's just see what else we have here. I can put like a, yeah, I could put a motorbike in the one below. So there's lots of things we can do. Okay, the reason why you want to put this type of furniture in is because I'll make some gym equipment. Okay, so let's grab this guy. So let's grab that guy, Control C. I'm going to start another drawing, Control V, and then move all of that, move that, and I'm going to move this around the center. That will work for now as an origin, 0, 0, 0. Okay, get rid of all the hatch. You don't want hatches at all. Well, that's shocking because that's all plaster. Oof, that is terrible. Okay, you actually don't want that type of stuff. So it's sad that they've exploded that, but we'll just quickly do that. So let me just get rid of that quickly. Okay, so we've got these two objects. We're going to save them, save as. We're going to save them on desktop. I'm just going to call this gym. So DWG file, I'm going to call this pool. Okay, we're going to do two different takes here. The one we're going to exclude, the gym equipment I'm going to leave as is because it's quite complicated and it's going to take a bit of time. But all that we're going to do now is we're going to go to File, New Family, Generic. So this will be a detail items. So let's use English, and it'll be a detail item family. Okay, detail item. Okay. All that we're going to do now is we're going to go and say insert, and we're going to say import CAD. Go to your desktop, and you're going to select the pull table first. Open. Okay, that's coming quite nicely. Okay, we'll just check some dimensions just in case. Okay, yeah, something went horribly wrong there. Let me just see what happened there, because that can't be that large. So let's just see what's happened there. So pull table is how wide? DI from there. So I think when it's paste there, 1,700. Okay, so there was a problem there. So let's say scale R reference 1,500. Okay, I'm going to move this. That was correct. So what we've done in Revit, what our mistake was, sorry, let's get rid of that. So we're going to say insert link CAD, it was just the units. So here you're going to force it to be millimeters. Okay, cool. You're going to keep everything as is. Open. That's better. Okay, so that will work well. Select everything. You're going to do a full explode. Okay, so this will be on a line type 0. So all we're going to do now is we're going to go to create. I'm going to go to, sorry, manage, object styles. You're going to rename that. Rename furniture. Just remember, all furniture, try and give them all the same name and detail items. Okay, I think we can just use furniture for now. That will work. Press OK, and that's going to be 1, and that will be grey. These objects sit. You want to use furniture because furniture helps you lay out your room a lot better. Okay, so by adding furniture, it makes a massive difference. Now, here's the trick. We need to add a masking region so that if we had a tiling pattern maybe as a floor finish, that this will mask everything underneath it, and that I'll explain now. But what's neat is you can just use a pick line tool. Done. And I'm going to make this an invisible line. Okay, so that will be an invisible line. Finish. And then what you need to do is just make sure, so that's what's happened sometimes, send to the back because it wouldn't work correctly. Send to back. Okay, let's grab all that other line work and exclude the masking region. Okay, I'm going to say exclude that and exclude that, and let me just select all that again because I don't want the control that and that, and I'm going to say that's good, press OK, and I'm going to bring all that to the front. Convert lines, that's why this should all be detail lines. So what happened was it was just because it was converting it. You want to convert these lines. Okay, so it's a detail item, so at least now it will look correct. Okay, that's good. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so that looks well, that works well. So let me just grab all this other information and check none. I just want all the furniture lines. Press OK, and I want all of those to be brought to the front. Okay, now these should be convert lines to symbolic lines. That's what we want. Close. Okay, everything's symbolic lines now. Good. I'm going to go File, Save As, Family, and I'm going to put this in our library. I'm just going to put this on my desktop. Pull. Okay, I'm going to load this into my project. Load into project. Voila. Okay, now this one I'll just have to Control X and go to my ground floor, Control V, so we can put this over here. So right in the middle of the room. It doesn't matter if it sits behind everything. Okay, but what is neat, if I move it over the walls, you'll see that it masks. So if you had a hatch pattern on the floor, it would mask that information. So that's why you want to do that. So I'll do that over there. And actually, let's move this over here and I'll put the gym over there. So let's put the pool table over here. Okay, it's just going to help us. It gives us some context. There's a pool table, and we're just going to go and create. So what is interesting, in this view, I'm going to simply delete everything. Don't worry, it won't delete the reference planes. I'm going to go and say Insert, Import CAD. I'm going to grab the gym equipment. Same millimeters, open. Okay, explode all that. What I haven't done, so let's say explode all, full explode. Select everything, select all the bits of line work, check none, so we got that and that. Press OK, and we're going to change all of that to the same furniture layer. Furniture, and we're going to go File, Save As, Family, and we're going to call this gym. Delete gym. Okay, and we'll load this into the project as well. So now we've got some gym equipment. You can put this tab until this fits in here somewhere. So here you've got a whole lot of gym equipment that you could use. Actually, I think I'm going to have to change that around. So let's put that there and move that there. Yeah, that will work better there. So this is like a big entertainment area and gym. You can put the gym over here somewhere. Come up the steps, or you can put it outside. That's totally up to you. This is quite large, so it's quite a large bit of kit this. So let's just put that over there against the wall. Okay, we're not going to have space around the stairs. Okay, well, should we use this a bit wisely here? Okay, anyway, you get the idea. So I'm going to remove that for now. I'll just keep the pool table and put it over here. Okay, because then that can become like a, I'll just put it back in the middle of the room, I think. Yeah, let's put it in here. Then you can walk around and play pool, and you can open the doors. Okay. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so I'm going to go and complete all the annotation very quickly, and then when we're back, we'll quickly discuss some final topics that we'll probably need to mention, but then we're pretty much done. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with annotating these plans. So this will be the end of this tutorial. This will be a two-part tutorial just because of how long and how detailed this content was, but the elevations and sections I can do in one fell swoop. So there's a lot going on in these plans. There's a lot that you have to transfer and consider. Okay, so for example, just to add here, I'm just going to add some extra detail line work. So here I'm just going to say above, just so that we've got a, because technically there'll be a beam going across here. Likewise with there, small things like that, that's a beam above there, but that's fine. So what we're showing here will work fine. Okay, we've got enough information here and it reads well. So let's just go and have a look at the floor plans quickly and just make sure that everything fits in our sheet. So let's just close this view. Okay, so now we can go and have a look at our sheet. So you can see these are a very full set and comprehensive set of plans. Okay, we've got some aluminium. Generally we have shop front drawings that we'll do for this type of these shop fronts, but as long as we've got them as natural anodized aluminium shop fronts, okay, that's good. On the elevations we'll use some additional notes, but at least now we know what everything is. What we typically also do, this is one last thing I'll quickly do, is just go and add the door type. So this will be, so just say text, so let's go annotate. This is usually quite small as well. This will be about 0.2. Just number the shop fronts, okay, as well. That's important as well, number these. So this will be door type, so door 1. So we're just going to give them types. I'm not going to go and number them because it's pointless because we're not using plans above. So Control C. There's only one door here. That's good. Go to the floor above. That's the last thing we're just going to go and add. Okay, there's not many doors here. Control V. This will be door type 2. So this will be door type 3. We just give these types and we give them names. Okay, so it's Control C, just so we can reference these. Okay, there's many ways to reference these. Okay, this will be door type 2. Okay, we do use other references, but as long as we can put a reference next to it so we can schedule these, that's all we need to do. Okay, so there's no other doors, so that was pretty straightforward and easy. Okay.